going on, everybody, and welcome to the 8th episode of anime recommendations of the month. We have been killing it with these anime recommendations. This is episode 8. 4 more months after this, we're gonna be on our 1-year anniversary of anime recommendation. And everybody, I'm sorry to say this, but on the 12-month mark, I'm ending anime recommendation. Psych. Come on, man. You niggas thought I was gonna end it? Yeah, crazy, man. Like, it's a staple series on this channel. I will never get rid of it, as long as, I don't have to. But look, I don't like wasting all your time. We're gonna get into the anime recommendation. This video is gonna be different because the 2 animes that I'm gonna be recommending on this is a prequel sequel, so it's connected. So it's gonna be different from how I normally run it. So it might be a shorter episode. There's gonna be a lot less explaining to do, but we're gonna try it. The animes that I want to recommend in this video, the first one being Fate Zero, the prequel, and the second one being Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. And the Fate series was animated by Studio, oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna try, but look, I don't want nobody in the comments to make fun of me. Studio Ufotable? Ufotable? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but look, I tried my best. But for anybody who don't know the work that they worked on, again, these 2 series that I'm naming. They've also worked on the Demon Slayer show, and everybody loves the animation on that. Demon Slayer is honestly one of the best animated out right now, in my opinion. But they worked on the first season, Mugen Train the movie, Entertainment District arc, and they're going to be working on the upcoming arc as well. They've worked on God Eater, The Garden of Sinners, and many more. And the Fate series expands well beyond just these shows that I'm saying. They have movies, other anime shows, games, a bunch of merch lines, and a crazy expansive lore. And for the most part, you don't have to have watched the other ones to get into any of them unless they're directly connected. To double check and see which ones are directly connected, definitely Google that yourself, because it's so much of them, like so many shows and movies, that I don't really know, like remember all of them off the top of my head. Well, not all of them are connected besides Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. It's a crazy expansive lore, and they aren't all directly connected, even though they're all within the verse. Like, I'm trying to think of a great way to explain it. Oh, perfect way to explain it. The multiverse. So it's like a multiverse of the same thing, but they're not all directly prequel sequels. It's just like it can kind of be happening in a different timeline or a different verse. That's a better way of explaining. But the ones that we're going to be talking about today are directly connected prequel sequel. And the first one is going to be Fate Zero. So the Fate series as a whole, just to give a quick description of what the series as a whole is about, it's mainly about masters who take up servants, or aka heroic spirits, to compete in the contest for the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail being an item that grants the winner a wish. And the servants, aka heroic spirits, are reincarnations, I would say, of people throughout history, whether they're mythological people, whether they're actual people. For instance, like Alexander the Great being one. I'm not gonna say exactly who they are as far as in the show, but Alexander the Great, Leonidas, Hercules, Shakespeare, Gilgamesh, a bunch of people throughout different mythoses and people throughout actual history in real life. And these servants are placed in 7 different classes, dictating their fighting style, their abilities, so much so to the point that a lot of them hide their names in order to not be predicted by their opponents. And the 7 classes being 1, a saber class, which is more so like a sword based, up close and personal kind of style. Archer being long range, great at keeping a distance kind of class. A lancer, which is more so spears and agility, speed based. Casters, which are more so magic users, spells, different things like that. Assassins, being more so sneaky, stealth. Then we have our berserker class. Berserkers more so being brutes, strength, dominant spirits that overwhelm their opponents and are able to tank and take a lot of damage. Then we have our final class, which is my personal favorite, being the rider class. Now the rider class is a little different because they kind of use elements from all classes, being magic, long range weapons, up close and personal weapons, to also having mobility from whatever type of travel method that they may have, whether that be horseback or even flying. And these different heroic spirits have different abilities that can range from summoning weapons to shooting targets from miles away, to being able to reanimate the dead, different things like that. And they all have a special art, which is kind of like their finishing move, honestly. But these reincarnations, they are placed under the control of masters, bound to by seals, also called command seals, and used to compete in a deadly tournament in order to win the Holy Grail, aka the Holy Grail War. And that's just the premise of pretty much all of the Fate series shows, like, and movies kind of. And Fate Zero takes place during the 4th Holy Grail War, and it follows our main master, Kiritsugu, and his heroic spirit, Saber, as they embark on the war for the Holy Grail. Now, masters are usually members of royal families who inherit the command seal in order to control and work with a hero of legend whose name has carried on for centuries throughout the future. Some wanting to use the Holy Grail for personal gains, because they're rich and they're assholes. I mean, don't they all? And some wanting to use it to do some good in the world. But outside of the master's personal wishes, servants also have their own ambitions as well, some different from their masters. So it makes an interesting dynamic, not only between enemies, but also teammates. And then we have Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Honestly, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works was the first one that I watched, so I kind of messed it up for myself. But that's just because I found out about it before I found out about the prequel. So with Fate Stay Night, there's Fate Stay Night, the original, and then there's Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I watched both of them and I think they're both really good, but I think the Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works is better. It's kind of like a Full Metal Alchemist and a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood kind of situation. But in this case, they both were like really, really good. But Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works take place 10 years after Fate Zero, and it's pretty much another Holy Grail War. I don't want to go too much into anything. I will say that there's some returning faces, some new heroes as well, also some clarification on some things. And again, since this is a direct sequel, I don't want to say really much at all. So that's just where I'm gonna leave it for talking about these series right now. Overall, I really enjoy both these anime. More so Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. That one is actually in my top 5 favorite animes of all time, or at least like top 6, top 7. It's up there though. The animation, beautiful. Like I said, these are the same people that worked on Demon Slayer, the first season, the second season, the upcoming season, and the Mugen Train movie. And there's a lot of fighting. Like, there's a good mix of fighting, talking, world building, and just overall things like that, while paying homage to these legendary figures throughout history. And musical scores, whether that be still moments, scene switching, fight scenes, is top tier. Definitely a great watch for sure. Both having 2 seasons, 12 episodes each. I could be mistaken on that, but I think they're both 2 seasons, 12 episodes. Really good watch. Definitely check it out. And that's it for this anime recommendation video. I apologize if things were a little different. I wanted to recommend Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works for a while. I didn't have a way of introducing it without Fate Zero and vice versa. So I was like, let me go ahead and put this on here already. Let me just go ahead and put it out there and do it this way that I decided. I hope y'all did enjoy it. If not, don't worry, next month we're gonna be back to our regularly scheduled program. But I appreciate everybody for coming through again for these anime recommendations. Thank y'all for the love and the support that we've been getting on the channel, not just anime recommendations but our gaming stuff as well. I love y'all and I will see y'all all in space later.
So we are both myths. I do not come to you as the reality. I come to you as the myth.